Hey everybody, it's Craig and welcome back to my channel. Listen, I know it's been a little bit of time since I've made a video, but I'm back now and welcoming you guys back to the channel. And I'm going to be making much more content and more consistently from now on. Listen, if you're a federal employee navigating the federal OPM government workforce efficiency initiative, or anybody looking to land a great job, then this video is for you. If you're looking for a job or have ever looked for a job, then you know how crucial a strong interview is. You get one shot at a first impression, and today we're going to make sure it's your best shot at that first impression. So we'll cover everything from prepping for common questions to dressing for success. So let's get right into the video. Let's break down the interview process. First, the introductory stage. Now, this is where you build rapport, you make sure that you smile, give a firm handshake, make eye contact, and find common ground. Second, employer questions. You want to make sure you prepare your answers using the STAR method, which we've talked about quite a bit on this channel, which is situation, task, action, and result. And third, there are candidate questions. You want to show your best interest and knowledge by asking smart, insightful questions. And finally, there's the closing stage of the interview process, and that's where you reiterate your interest for the job. You want to thank the folks who are interviewing you, and you want to make a gracious exit. Okay. The next thing we want to talk about is mastering the introductory stage of the interview. And remember, when you're looking at mastering the introductory stage, first impressions always count. In the introductory stage, your nonverbal cues speak volumes. Now, nonverbal cues are the things that you speak with facial expressions, body language that don't come out in words. You want to be positive and enthusiastic. You want to turn off your phone during that interview. Research the company, and again, give a firm handshake, eye contact, good posture, and clear speech. These are simple things that create really good first impressions when you're going for a job interview. And remember, your face conveys your attitude. Now, let's tackle some of these employer questions or common employer questions that you might be faced with the STAR method. Most interviewers have a standard set of questions, just a basic set of questions for all kinds of jobs. But many candidates fail to prepare for those questions. So you don't want to be one of those candidates. Use the STAR method as a basic method to answer interview questions, no matter what category they might fall in. For example, if they say, tell me about a difficult situation, you want to describe the situation, the task that you faced, the action you took, and then the result that you achieved in that situation. This shows that you're not just telling them what you can do, you are actually showing them what you can do. So make sure you use the STAR method. Make sure that you have a basic understanding and a basic rubric for every question. And this is going to help you no matter what interview you're having or no matter what field of expertise there is. Okay. Now, you want to ask a lot of smart questions, which shows that you're invested. Okay. When they ask, do you have any questions? Don't say no. This is your opportunity and your chance to show interest and to gather information. All right, you want to ask about the biggest challenges, the next steps, or what success looks like in the first 6 months of your job. And maybe you want to minimize that down to what success might look like in the first 90 days. Listen, whenever I've gone for any kind of new job or whenever I've gotten a new position, my rule of thumb, generally speaking, typically, is to observe for the first 90 days. And after observe for that 90 days, then you start to make implementations, changes once you learn the system and learn the processes. So you want to find out from your interviewer, what does the landscape look like in the first 90 days? And then if you want to be a little bit more on the cautious side, then ask what the landscape looks for the first 6 months. It really depends on the job that you're after. Okay. Questions like, after hearing my answers, do you have any concerns? Show that you're proactive. Okay. The next thing is, it can be quite a controversial thing, particularly in modern interview processes. But some of the old axioms still hold true when it comes to this, and that is dressing for success. When you go into the interview, you definitely want to look the part. You want to look like someone who is interested in getting that job and interested in making an initial, immediate impact to the company. Okay. So your appearance matters. So what you want to do is you want to dress conservatively. For men, you want to always wear a dark suit. You want to wear a light shirt and a professional tie. For women, you want to wear a suit or a professional dress, closed-toed shoes, minimal jewelry, and you want to keep it simple and professional. You want to cover any tattoos, remove any piercings, and use minimal perfume or cologne. You don't want to go in the interview smelling very loud. I know those are metaphors that we use, but you don't want to smell loud, right? And because you don't want the perfume or something else on your body taking the attention from the expertise that you have and the good job that you know that you can do for the company. So you want to make sure that those things are taken care of. If you will be performing any kind of task, sometimes they give you a specific problem set to work, or they want to see how you work through a specific task or a specific work set that they might give you. Be prepared with the proper clothes and the proper tools. If you need a calculator, pen and pad, those kinds of things, you want to always be prepared for that. Get your nice leather bag, something that looks really professional, and have those tools in there. Now, here's some common interview questions and how to answer those interview questions. Let's practice some of these common questions. Tell me about yourself is something that all interviewers ask. And they are always looking for something specific when they say, tell me about yourself. They want to know some specific cues and they want some specific factoids about who you are because they can only tell so much in the interview process. So they want to get as much information as possible. They may ask, what are your strengths and weaknesses? Why are you qualified for this job? And remember, use the STAR method, be honest, and show your skills align with the job. Okay. For managers, anybody who's been supervisors or you're going to be a supervisor or you're interviewing for a position to be a supervisor, be ready to discuss salary expectations. Okay. Be prepared to delay and turn the question, provide a range or negotiate. Now, when it comes to salary discussions or salary expectations, depending on what type of job you're looking for, there's a couple of ways to handle this. You might want to say, listen, before I discuss salary concerns or before I talk about negotiating salary terms, I'd like to really take a look at more of the contours of the job and hear more about the position before I discuss any um, salary conditions. And you also, if you get an offer letter from the job, you want to leave room for negotiation on that offer letter because they're going to offer you something. You may have a number in your head, and when they offer you that, you want to leave room to go up or even room to negotiate with them if they want to go down. Okay, so you have to have a number in your head, something that you think is fair for the work that you'll be doing for the company, and something that you think will be beneficial to you and your family. And the other thing I want to say is you want to make sure that you practice and prepare. This is going to be your key to success. You want to practice, practice, practice. Write down your answers. Do some mock interviews. Write down your answers to those mock interviews. There's all kinds of interview questions on the internet, all kinds of interview questions online. And what you want to do is you want to take the most prominent and complex interview questions that have to do with your specific job or your specific skill or your specific career. And you want to ask yourself those very hard interview questions, or maybe you can get a friend to ask yourself those interview questions and prepare for it just like it's a real interview. Dress up, make sure you sit down, get your tools together, and don't cheat off the internet or anything like that. Don't look beforehand. Don't rehearse it. Right when it comes to the answers, don't have pre-prepared questions that your friend's going to ask you or pre-prepared questions that you know you already know the answers to. Make sure you stop, take a deep breath, take your time, and practice as though you're going into the interview yourself. And what you'll find is if you practice that way, it'll be a cinch whenever you actually go into the interview. All right. Now, your experience as a federal employee working for the government, it has equipped you with valuable skills, and now it's time for you to showcase those skills. Okay. Now, I want to thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, share it with someone else, leave a comment below, and tell me about some of the interview skills that you've had previously, some of the interview experiences that you've had previously. I'd love to hear about them. And the other thing, too, I want to mention to everybody is I've got some tips and PDF booklets and certain things that will help assist you in this transition from federal employment to the private sector or to starting your small business or whatever you might want to do that's outside of the federal government, make sure you click the link in the description that goes directly to my email. If you send me an email, I will send you all of the tools I have. I've got 5 tips to maintain mental health as a federal employee. I've got some other information in there that talks about whether you took the OPM deferred resignation or you didn't take the deferred resignation. Just a bunch of really good, helpful resources that might be of assistance to you. Because one of the things that we don't know is we don't know how long it's going to last with regard to all of the buyouts, all of the RIFs, the payouts, all of the VERA, VSIP, all of the offers of early retirement that the federal government is doing. There is a restructuring, a reshaping, and a reinitiative for the federal government, and you want to make sure you are prepared no matter what comes in the future. So thanks for watching. I appreciate everybody who has subscribed to my channel. I appreciate everybody who's watching and engaging. And remember, live royally and live well. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.